Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. So when we start today's journey, we are back on the road again. We are on our way to Negril. So when we start, sit back, relax, and enjoy this journey with me. Now, yesterday, I told you about Laura Brown. She was on her way to Jamaica from London, England, and she was on a Virgin Atlantic flight. We told you that she had too much to drink on the flight. She got drunk and gone bad on the plane. There were persons who were speculating that maybe she was drinking before she went on the flight. That's not my information. It was confirmed by persons who were on the flight that she was drinking heavily on the flight. Now, I was also corrected that alcohol and food served on Virgin Atlantic flight is free. So the flight attendants, they served this lady a whole heap of free liquor, and then she got drunk and could have killed one of them. Every man and woman are responsible for their own actions, but it is my view that the flight attendants who served Lara the liquor, they served her too much, so they are to be partially blamed for what took place. Got it? Now, in this incident, this one took place at Coffee Lane in the Campbell's Lane area of Mount Salem in the parish of St. James. It took place yesterday afternoon, Friday, April 14, about 5 o'clock. We are told that earlier in the day, shots were fired in the area. Later the same day, the police, they received certain intelligence. As a result, they carried out a raid in the area. They went into a yard and bingo. One Glock 26 9mm pistol with the serial number intact, affixed with a magazine containing one 9mm round, was found. We are told that no arrest was made in connection with this find, but congratulations to the St. James Police for making this find. And intelligencers, big up on yourself. Now, I carried a story on Sunday, March 26. It was about an incident that took place the previous afternoon, Saturday, March 25, about 6 o'clock. It took place on the Negril Beach, right in the vicinity of the Shields Hotel on Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril, in the parish of Westmoreland. In that incident, a hoodlum opened gunfire at persons who were attending a wedding. 2 male photographers and that female on your screen, they were shot. That female, her name is Rushema Senior, but she was popularly known as Rush. Now, there is the thumbnail for that video on your screen. In that video, I gave you the possible motive for the attack. If you missed that video, I implore you to go back and watch it. Rush, she died as a result, and the 2 photographers, they were wounded. That man on your screen, his name is Jason Thorpe. Jason lived in Lucy in the parish of Anova, and he was employed at the Couples Hotel in Negril in the photography department. Jason, he also take on photography jobs outside of the hotel. Jason was hired to do photography for that wedding, and he employed the services of another photographer named Rick to assist him. It is suspected that Rick, he was the target of this attack, and if you go and listen to the video, you will find out why. Jason, he received gunshot wounds to his abdomen. He was admitted to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, and he was later transferred to a hospital in Kingston. But on Thursday, Jason, he succumbed to his injuries. So here is a young man who was out working for his honest bread, and he was killed for no good reason. We'd like to say condolences to Jason's family, his co-workers at Couples Hotel, and all his friends. May his soul find rest. In this next incident, I carried a story yesterday. I told you about an incident that took place late Thursday afternoon. It took place in the Anchovy area in the parish of St. James. A guy named Valroe Scott, also known as Genna or Eagle, he was riding a bicycle when he was attacked and shot by Hoodlums, killing him on the spot. I had said in the report I carried yesterday that Genna or Eagle, as he was called, I had said that he was a construction worker, but I was corrected. Genna was a hoodlum. Genna was a killer. Genna, he was a gunman. Genna, he had been creating havoc in the Anchovy police area for a while now. Genna has been in and out of jail for murder, gun offenses, you name it. On Sunday, October 30 last year, I carried a story. A funeral service was being held the previous day at the Open Bible Church at Unity Hall in the parish of St. James. This funeral service was being held for Mrs. Hazel Thompson and her two sons, Barrington and Cleveland, who were killed in a crash in early September in Montego Bay. Some police officers were at the funeral when they saw a guy standing on the outside. This guy aroused the police suspicion. The police, they were approaching him when he removed an object from his waistband and threw it into bushes, then made good his escape. The object was retrieved and it was found to be that black and silver Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol. It was affixed with that magazine containing 6 rounds of 9mm cartridges. Now, what we are learning is that it was Valroe Scott, also known as Genna or Eagle, who had ran leaving the gun. He was wanted by the police for that illegal gun. But almost 2 months before that, on Sunday morning, September 11, 2022, about some minutes after 9 o'clock, 2 men, they were in a shop. The shop is right in the vicinity of a car wash. This shop is just a stone throw away from the Anchovy police station. One of the men, his name is Trevor Evans, but he was popularly known as Cat, and he was said to be in his early 30s. The other man, he is popularly known as Show, and he's in his 40s. Both of them, they are from the Anchovy area in the parish of St. James. Now, while they were at the shop, a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up. We are told that a hoodlum came out of the car with a gun in his hand. This hoodlum, he walked up to the shop and opened gunfire on both men. Shaw received gunshot wounds to the right side of his face and the left side of his forehead. Cat, he received gunshot wounds to his upper body. The hoodlum, after shooting both of them, he jumped back into the car which sped away, making good his escape. Now, from all indication, Cat was DEAD. Shaw's family, they rushed with him to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was treated and admitted. Now, what we are learning is that Cat, he was on the ground for a while. I have obtained a video, and due to YouTube's policy, I cannot show the entire video on YouTube. I'll be dropping it over on Patreon. But if you look on your screen, you will understand what's happening. Like I said, Cat was on the scene for a while. The police, they were assisted by residents to put Cat in the back of the Jeep. That person with his back turned. You want to guess who that was? Yes, man, that's Valroe Scott, also known as Genna and Eagle. We are told that Genna, he turned up on the scene and he assisted the police by putting Cat, who he just killed, in the back of the Jeep. Let that sink in for a bit. Do you want me to repeat? The information we are getting is that Genna, who was wearing mask, who shot and killed Cat and wounded Shaw. He returned to the scene acting all innocent and assisted in putting Cat in the back of the Jeep. But what I can understand is, How you say you're bad and you ride bicycle? That makes sense to you? Well, Badman Eagle, or Genna, he was killed whilst riding his bicycle. The mayhem. Now, in this next story, last night, Friday, April 14, there was mayhem in the Portmore area of St. Catherine. A total of 10 persons were shot. 3 of those persons died. The first incident, it took place at the intersection of Main Street and Watson Boulevard at Gregory Park in the parish of St. Catherine. And if you are familiar with that area, you should know that this is in the vicinity of the Caymanas police station. This one took place at a little shop right across from the police station. It took place about 9:15 last night. We are learning that the man who operated that shop, his name is Oshane Morrison. He is 33 years old and he lived at Dipper Lane in the Gregory Park area. We are told that Oshane, he was in his shop when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up and stopped. A hoodlum came out of the car and walked up to the shop. This hoodlum, he brandished a gun and opened gunfire, hitting Oshane in his head and his upper body. The hoodlum, he then jumped back into the car and he and his cronies, they made good their escape. The nearby Caymanas Park police, they were alerted by the gunfire and they went to investigate. Oshane, he was found in the shop suffering from gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. From all indication, Oshane, he died on the spot. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. Now, about an hour later, about 9:45, a group of persons, they were standing in the vicinity of Portsmouth Drive and Kent Avenue in Portmore. We are told that hoodlums opened gunfire on the group of persons. The group, they ran off in various directions. When the shooting subsided, a total of 5 men who were in the group were shot. A 42-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to his left thigh. A 48-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to his right thigh and his right ankle. A 33-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to his chest and his upper body. A 46-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to the right side of his buttocks, and a 43-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to his left hand and the left side of his belly. They were all rushed to a nearby hospital where they were treated and admitted. Now, up to the time of recording this video, there were no fatalities. Let's hope that it stays that way, but if anything changes, I'll be updating this story. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, a number of 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The next incident took place about 5 minutes after this one. But before I tell you about this next incident, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to do it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. In the final story for today, and like I said, this one took place about 5 minutes after that one I just told you about. It took place about 10 minutes to 10 o'clock last night. It took place at the intersection of East Border Avenue and Kensington Road at 3 East in Greater Portmore. We are told that a group of men were gathered along the pathway when a lone hoodlum walked up. This hoodlum, he had a gun in his hand. We are told that this hoodlum, he immediately opened gunfire on the group of men who ran off in various directions. The hoodlum, he then made good his escape. It was then realized that 4 of the men in the group were shot. A 36-year-old man, he received gunshot wounds to his right leg. A 33 31-year-old man. He received gunshot wounds to the left side of his buttocks. A 31-year-old man. He received gunshot wounds to his left foot. But the fourth man who was shot, his name is Lloyd Englinton, but he was popularly known as Mercy. Mercy is 36 years old and he was said to be a driver. He lived at 3 East, Greater Portmore, in the parish of St. Catherine. The 3 other men who were shot, they were rushed to a nearby hospital by residents where they were treated and admitted. But from all indication, Lloyd Englinton, also known as Mercy, he was shot in his head, and from all indication, he died on the spot. The police were informed, and when they processed this crime scene, a number of 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town, man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cans and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a